Okay, I think we're live. Let's just check the audio. In theory. Okay, I'm going to assume that we're all good because I can't see the stream too good from. Okay, I think we are live. Let me just check the audio. There we go, that's better. So that's got a good few seconds of me going bimble 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 at the beginning of it. Jolly good. Hello, welcome back to another edition of Monday Night Stadia, which I guess is what we're calling it now, where I play Stadia games for your delectation. I play games on Stadia. I mean, they're not all going to be Stadia exclusive games. But there we go. So let me just pop the chat up there. Hello, friend. How are you doing? Tonight we're playing God's Will Fall, which is a fun little roguelike dungeon crawler thing. So here we are. I've got a bunch of Celtic warriors here who have come to this island to do in the gods that they're slightly fed up with. So this being sort of like a rogue, this is kind of a roguelike dungeon crawler thing. In which you get these 8 randomly generated warriors. I've just lost one to the dungeon that I've just been in. But you get these 8 randomly generated warriors at the start of each of your sessions, and you have 10 gods that you have to go and do a bad murder on. Each of your characters are randomized at the start, so they got random skills, they got random stats, and random weapons. And they also have random backstories, which is quite cool. So like, I've got Kiri here. Kiri has like a negative affinity to this boss that I'm standing in front of the door of. So she actually gets debuffed if she goes into the dungeon. So she is going to be the character that I least want to take in here. Triton, however, he's pretty strong down there. He's got a bronze sword. So I think we're going to take him in there. And we'll show you how Gods Will Fall work. So everyone gets a little WWE style entrance there off the pop into the dungeon to go and sort the god out. So, as I say, this is kind of it's got kind of action RPG elements to it. It's kind of a dungeon crawler. And it's got this kind of top-down isometric view, as you can see here. So I've got a jump that I can do, I've got a dodge that I can do, which also acts as my parry, which you'll see in a moment. Oh no, not with him. He's got a big weapon and he does these glowing red super attacks, so I have to do a little jump and a little attack to break his armour there. So I've got light attacks, and I've got heavy attacks, which I can also charge up. I can pick up dropped enemies' weapons, although I don't seem to be able to pick up his weapon and use them against other enemies. So the idea is, each dungeon plays host to a boss, which is the god, and you can see the boss's health already up there at the top right of the screen. By defeating enemies in the dungeon, what I'm actually environmental hazard. What I'm actually going to do is see if I can get a parry off. Reduce the boss's health. I failed in my parry there. Pick up his weapon. Oh, you absolute exploding shite, you. So the more enemies you defeat in the dungeon, the lower the boss's health gets. So he's just falling down there. I'm going to actually go and find him. And there's a go. Perfect parry. What I've also done is charged up the bar on the left-hand side there, which is my health. I'll get around to that in a minute. So much stuff going on at the minute. So you'll notice that the boss's health has gone down by 1. The more enemies I defeat in the dungeon in the run-up to the boss, the lower the boss's health when I actually get to the boss. So you can just, do a little woo straight through the dungeon, go and find the boss, defeat them. Or you can take your time, pick off all of the enemies, And the boss will have a lower health when you get to it. There we go, that's what I wanted. I thought it was a release. One video being streamed, while another being watched and edited. Well, that's how we roll, isn't it? So anyway, getting back to what I was saying about your health bar at the top there, the more enemies you defeat, the more you get this build up of this kind of rage, this battle roar that you can do, and that's your health that you can take back. So it's kind of got this sort of Bloodborne style. The more you attack, the more health you're going to be able to get back, sort of thing going with it. So that little red glow there means I've saved up a bit of battle roar and I can get some health back. These little dudes are crawling into the ground. There we go. A little bit of a heal off there. So this is a game that very much rewards aggressive play. You know, if you want to get the most out of this, you've got to take it to the enemy. That was crap. So one of the things I did say is I had just lost a character in this dungeon before I started this. I feel that was a little bit unfair, because what I actually did was... Such a big powerful attack there. What I'd actually done is save the game and come back to it, and found that my character had been trapped in the dungeon. So when you lose all your health in the dungeon, what actually happens is your character doesn't die. They become trapped in the dungeon, and if you ultimately then go and defeat the dungeon boss, you get that character back. But if you do lose the dungeon with a character, then your other characters can also be debuffed. Because another thing that's randomized is their relationships to one another. So, you know, you could have characters that are married, you could have characters that are brother and sister, and losing one or the other can negatively impact the other character, or positively impact them if they feel that they need to go and take revenge. That's feeling a bit better with the old health now. So the more you attack as well, the more bloodlust you build up. Can you not see me? And the more health you get back from a successful battle roar. I do like throwing weapons at enemies. So you also have, which I stupidly haven't armed myself with, items that you can bring into the dungeon, and you find those in different dungeons, and the more items you find, the less you use. You can carry them between dungeons with you and such like. So So the idea is, with it being like this kind of roguelike structure, you build up this kind of squad of characters who are going to be your bad boys and girls to go and take out these gods who they're quite fed up with. And what's interesting about this sort of versus a lot of other sort of roguelikes and dungeon crawlers, obviously sort of you think a roguelike, you sort of think of something like Binding of Isaac. Those runs in that game can be fairly quick, whereas runs in this game are actually quite involved. And will take multiple sessions to actually get anywhere near sort of beating the bosses, beating the gods. Okay, so we've looped back around to there. So what we're going to try and do is we're going to just try and finish this dungeon this evening, so hopefully it should be a reasonably quick one. Got them turned around. Which direction are we going in? Up this way. So hopefully I'll be a bit better at this, taking out a god than I was at doing a murder on an actual man's last week in Hitman, so read the scrolls. There we go. So these scrolls in the dungeons kind of give you hints. So obviously you can use enemy weapons instead of your character's main weapon, but I do prefer just kind of holding onto an extra weapon just to throw. Oh Christ! Did not expect that. You can have a sword in the face. And just for anyone who was watching last week, I didn't go back and finish that mission on Hitman. I have not had time because I did get a very, very shiny Xbox Series X for the weekend, which has taken up a lot of my faffing about time. And I've also been trying to do a bit of content for the site as well. Which I'm sure our editor will be very pleased to hear. Oh, you absolute... Nice little spear. Go over there, another scroll. Yeah, we know that. Oh, did not notice he was a big boy. There we go. Get a bit of a bonus weapon there to... So we've got a ladder down there. So the dungeons themselves, from what I gather, are not randomized, but the enemy placement and the difficulty of the enemies are every time you start a new session. And that's one of the reasons why you can end up sort of with games that do take a while on this, because you know, you can start a run off and just have quite bad luck with the difficulty of the enemies that you come up against. And then some runs you might have fairly decent luck. I see you over there. Come on, you. Come on, big boy. Oh, break your AI. Always good. So, So as well as obviously, so I've got some metal scraps. So what do they do? Oh, meal scraps. Recovers a small amount of vigor. So that'll give me a little heal off. I'm guessing I need to go up this rope. So I was quite surprised with this. It wasn't exactly on my radar. It is also out. Obviously, we're playing this on Stadia, but it is also out on PC, Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, your console of choice. And yeah, it quite surprised me. I think it'd be quite a nice one to have on the Switch, actually, as sort of being a sort of fairly quick play game. Oh, I walked into that one. He's got quite a lot of health, actually. So yeah, I can definitely imagine this being quite good on the old Switch. Sort of a bit of a pick up and play, have a quick blast, leave your session running, come back to it when you fancy. It's quite, yeah, it's been quite fun on Stadia as well. For a similar reason. That was terrible. I'm just going to explore over this way a little bit as well. So there is no stamina on this game, unlike sort of, say, some action RPG titles that I shan't mention because certain site editors will get cross and angry and triggered. Dark Souls. Sorry. So you can generally just kind of hoon it around and slice to your little heart's content. It's very much this is interesting. What's going on here? It's very much more of a sort of an arcade feel to it. Yeah. Can I do anything with this? Or is it just a nice bit of architecture? Be careful of those exploding mushroom things. So you do kind of get that sort of Diablo feel of sort of like, you know, you've got these big old dungeons to sort of work your way through, and there is a bit of a repetitiveness to it when you clear an area out and then you have to go back to another area and kind of double back on yourself trying to make sure that you get everything that you can, and in this instance obviously sort of take out all the enemies that you can, because the more enemies you do defeat on the way up to the boss, the weaker the boss is going to be when you finally reach it. So I think I possibly have to go down this rope, although I'm not sure about that. I'm not comfortable with that. Not at all. Which way do I need to go then? I have no memory of this place. Oh, drop down here. Here we go. Cheeky little bug builders. There we go. So what have we got over here? Heal up first. Beetle Snuff. Movement speed increased for a significant period. So obviously we'll keep all of these buffs and see if they'll help us when we get to the boss. Obviously I didn't get as far as the boss of this area last time. Oof, I played it. There's a lot of enemies coming. Let's back it up and just thin them out a little bit. Oh heck! And loot that you do find in dungeons as well can be given to the other members of your party when you get out as well, which is quite cool. So, you know, obviously some of them tend to specialise in certain weapons. So you're best giving those characters the weapons that... Oh, hello. What's going on here? I haven't sipped my tea when... Oh, boss time. This does not look good. Breathstalker. So there's very much a sort of a Celtic influence going into this. Try and find ways to defeat the boss. Oh, this isn't good. This isn't going good at all. Not happy with the poison stuff. Ah, and he's dead. He's a goner. Triton has been taken, which is going to affect the rest of my party. Look at their sad faces. Oh no. So we've been debuffed a little bit. Apart from Adair. Adair is now feeling spicy. So I think Adair would be good to take with us. So what can we take in with us? We're going to take some stuff in. So we can take some explosive urns. Bone meal snuff stirs the body and prevents enemy attacks from interrupting your own. Beetle snuff. So I think we'll take those in. Let's see if we can get further. So Adair has been given 3 extra vigour. And he's a bit more burly. So here we are, back again at the start. So at least we kind of got an idea of where to go now. Ah, he's He's a lot better. He's got much better skills. Oh, there's an item down there. Item. Let's go find it. What's up? Oh, it's a scroll.
Fossa Brandoro. Som Awath Alf Wilmore. Malosh.
You cheeky little boy. That did not go as planned. I'm finding, for some reason, I'm nudging the right bumper to parry, and I think it's because I've been playing... What have I been playing that uses right bumper for parry? I think it's Neo. I think I've been playing a bit too much Neo on PlayStation. And I am automatically going for right bumper parries. Oh my god! I am being mullered. Right, come on, let's try sorting this out, shall we? Oh, barely staggered. Oh no! I think I've gotten a bit too cheeky with this. Come on then. This is not going well. No, dead. Tell you what, let's go and have a wander around the island and have an explore. And see what other gods there are.
Walk, beast to Bosch.
So I can obviously skip away from that, and we can have a look at what other things there are to do. So look at the map, and you'll sort of see the progress that's been made so far. So I think, what should we have a look at? So there's a burial mound up there. Let's go and have an explore of that. See what that does for us. Over this way, I think. It's up that hill. It's that bit there. It does very little. So let's go and visit another god. See if we can't do some damage to that. So you can see on the map, you can see there's 3 dots by Brith Dorka, which shows that we've got 3 of our motley band trapped in her domain. And to get them back, we'll need to revisit that. So if all 8 of our tribesmen are trapped, then it's game over. We have to start another game. Start from afresh with 8 fresh new warriors. Okay, so that's a shortcut. I should have gone down. And down here we'll have another godly domain. I do think this is quite a good looking game. It's got sort of that slightly cartoony appeal to it. So Mac is not happy with this. Mac's not happy with a lot at the minute. Who can we go with? Kiri's got +1 vigor for this, so let's go with her. See how we go with her. I'm not going to take anything in with me, but off she goes. See how we go with this one. Well, I will say they're a bit tougher in this. Not that I was doing particularly brilliantly on my last attempt, was I? So they just seem a little bit faster here. Hello, cheeky boy. I'll tell you what, it's those guys with the swords. They've got quite speedy attacks. So this is Bodanu's domain. Oh, he's got... That's like a crab with a boat. I don't like that. Okay. That was a very angry crab with a boat on its back. And that is Gods Will Fall. I think we will call it a day there, because I am just embarrassing myself with this this gameplay here. I have been enjoying this though; it is quite good fun. Like I say though, I think it's something like playing it on something like Stadia or probably a Switch would be quite a nice fun pick up and play game. But yeah, we've got a review of this coming soon. As always, don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe to NGB on YouTube, and go visit our website and do all of the things that we want you to do when you're following us, because yeah, we like making content for you, and we like it when you watch it, so come back for more. We're going to be around next week with some more Monday Night Stadia. And maybe then I will have remembered that it is not the right button that parries, but it is in fact the B button. So there we have it. I'm just going to see if I can kill this crab boat thing, because... Oh, no, I've just angered it. That is a very angry crab boat. Oh no, and Brittany's dead now. I don't like the crab boat. That crab boat sucks. Right, anyway, thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you next week for more Monday Night Stadia. I'm going to have a think about what we can play next week. I might have a look at some of the Stadia exclusives that are available on Pro, and we'll check some of those out for anyone who isn't a Stadia subscriber, so you can sort of get an idea of what they're like. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and we will see you soon. Bye.